All right, good morning. We are here with Melanie Woods, our May member profile. Melanie's been with us for how long now?
December.
Since December. She's got a pretty unique story, as does everybody who joins CrossFit Naptown. She found us in a pretty cool way. Will you go ahead and elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so just to give a little background about me, since January of 2011, I'm down 80 pounds. I ran my first half marathon in November and was looking for something different, something to keep it going, change up my routine, and just happened to win a free 1 month membership at during the corporate challenge as part of a corporate challenge drawing that they did. And started coming in December. I came as much as my body would let me come in that first month. I think I was here almost every day except for like 3 days. And I haven't looked back since. I've absolutely loved every moment since then.
So your first month here, were you intimidated? I mean, you won a membership, so obviously it's easy. It's like, oh yeah, I can go do this. But then, how did you make the initial decision? Like, okay, I need to follow through and win this, use this thing that I won.
Yeah, it was something that I didn't really know what to expect. You kind of hear all these different things about CrossFit. You see, you sort of see the stereotypical bodybuilders and you have these ideas in your head about what it is. And I was really glad the first day that I came was that Thursday night, which is a free intro class. And Shannon and Merritt did a great job of really explaining, here's what it's all about, here's how the gym works, taking you through that first workout, kind of guiding you through it so you don't feel so intimidated. And luckily, the first few classes that I came to, everybody is so nice, everyone's so welcoming. They walk up to you and they say, hey, I'm so-and-so, what's your name? And really encouraging you and guiding you through. So it was a really easy transition. The coaches, you guys are really good about saying, if you can't do this, here's what you can do to scale it. And I think what kept me coming back is, the community, the people that were cheering me on, and just this sense of accomplishment. Every single workout that I did was something I never thought I could do before, was something where I saw the progress, and I was on a high. There was no chance that I wasn't going to join full on after that month was up.
So you talk about the community, and that's been great, and that's something you've really enjoyed. But you started touching on the workouts. What do you think of the workouts? What are some of your favorite ones? What are some of your least favorite ones? And how do you approach those on a daily basis? Do you look at the website, or do you not look at the website?
It's really funny you say, because if you're like, if I look at the website, I won't come in. For me, what I love about the workouts is that it's something different every day. I don't have to think about it. It's already planned out. Before when I was working out on my own, granted, I lost 80 pounds, so I was doing something right, but it's challenging to keep coming up with something, and you walk into a place like LA Fitness, and you're like, okay, now what? What do I do? So when you walk in here, the workout's already planned. It's something that is going to challenge you. And I'm one of those people that I do look at the website every day. I think it's helpful to know what you're getting into, especially because you have to plan your outfit accordingly by the weather. But I don't know. I take it full on. I see it as a challenge. And the workouts I like the most, I definitely like the partner workouts. Anything where you're working in a team, you've got someone motivating you and keeping you accountable for your workout that day. As far as individual movements, I love sit-ups. I feel like I could do sit-ups all day, every day, and be very happy. Really strangely enough, I like to do clean and jerks. It's very weird, but I, for some reason, love doing like split jerks and stuff. And my movements that I hate the most definitely would be pull-ups. Pull-ups and I have a love-hate relationship. I think they just hate me, and there is no love. And then overhead squats are another one that's really hard for me. I always feel like I'm about to fall over on those moves.
So you talk about clean and jerks, and that's a really complicated movement, and a lot of people can be very intimidated by that as well. How have you approached something like that? It's an Olympic movement. It's an Olympic lift. Have you been taught on a weekly basis? Do you continue to learn every time you do them? And how's the approach been to some more complicated movements?
I think what helps is scaling and then having the coaches really work on the technique. So it's not like I was starting with 1,000,000 pounds and going crazy. A lot of these movements, the very first week that I was in here, I was using a PVC pipe, or I was just using the bar, and really focusing more on getting the right technique and having the coaches watch me and learn it and get more comfortable before I started adding any weight on there. And now when I'm, doing things like 155-pound back squat and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is insane, it's because I started at the basics and I started with the right technique and didn't try to push myself too hard too fast.
So you've touched on the beginning that one of your ultimate goals to fitness was weight loss for you. Yeah. How have those goals restructured or reshaped since you joined here? And what are some of your goals moving into the future here?
I think what's been interesting for me is for so long I was focused on the number. I've got to get to this weight. I've got to get to this amount of pounds. And since joining CrossFit, I've really looked more at my overall health and my overall fitness. And it's not necessarily that I've lost any more weight here, but I've shrunk up. I've built more muscle. I've looked more at how do I feel every day. Do I feel like a badass when I finish these workouts? So I think it's giving me a little bit of a healthier picture and outlook. It's not just about the number on the scale. It's about how you feel. It's about how you're pushing yourself and knowing that every day I'm taking steps to keep going and keep the weight off and feel better about myself. So it's kind of shifted my perspective a little bit.
One of the cliche kind of quotes of CrossFit is strong as new skinny. You kind of touched on that, but with the reshaping, do you feel like your clothes are fitting better? Do you just feel more confident? Has it spilled over into your work life or your everyday life? How's that all been?
I'm glad you said that, because for me, one of the biggest takeaways from CrossFit is that it gives you confidence to tackle the world. I always say that. I'm like, when you walk in here and you look at the board and you see something, you're like, there's no way I can do that. And then after you finish the workout, however far you got in it, whether you finished it or got as far as you could, you did something that you didn't do before. You woke up, you got out of bed, and you made a choice to come here. And for me, even the smallest movements, if I do something I've never done before, it gives me that confidence, and it absolutely 100% transfers over into the rest of your life, and you just feel like, okay, let's go. I can do this.
Since you joined here, you touched on the community quite a bit. Have you made new friends? Are there people that you see outside of CrossFit now that, does that kind of help your everyday life and just your outlook? Or?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you get out of it what you put into it. So when I come here, we're trying to get to know everybody's names. You're trying to get to know people. Making friends, having conversations. A lot of people live in the same area as me downtown here, so it's been really fun. I feel like I have a whole new family. I've got a lot of new friends. I've done a couple of races outside of the gym with people, a team relay race. The Paleo Challenge was great because we had teammates and people who keep us accountable. So I think absolutely the more that you come and you invest yourself into it, the more that you're going to get out of it, for sure.
You've touched on it quite a bit throughout, but go ahead and tell me, what would you say to someone that's on the fence that has never done CrossFit, or their friends won't stop talking about CrossFit, and they just need that extra nudge? How would you approach somebody that's like, it's just not for me, or I need to work out, I need to get in shape to go to CrossFit? What are some of your comments on that?
Well, first of all, I think my friends have a drinking game every time I talk about CrossFit or tweet about it. But I think, I hear from a lot of people, I have to get strong before I come, or I have to get in shape before I come to CrossFit. And I would say, don't wait, don't delay. I know it's not for everybody. Certainly this format and this style, some people may not, it may not be for them, but I would say just don't delay. Start right now. You won't regret it. It's okay to scale. When I started, I was using, like overhead squats, for example, I was using a PVC pipe, and just last week I was doing 70 pounds, in 6 months, less than 6 months. So don't be afraid to scale. Don't be afraid to just dive right in and go for it. And definitely come on that Thursday night class. The free intro class, I think, is a great way to get into it and not, feel super intimidated when you've got a little bit more instruction in that first class.
To close out here, and maybe you do, maybe you don't, do you have any favorite inspirational quotes or thoughts or things that when you wake up in the morning you don't really want to go, you're not sure if you're going to go, that just keep you driven?
Well, for me personally, I like to think about Fat Melanie. I think about where I was and where I came from, and just how bad I felt, all the time back then when I was 80 pounds heavier than I am now, and that's obviously a daily reminder of never going back to that place. But I don't know, I think it's something where I'm one of those people that I dive right in. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to the full extent, and it's only you out there. You're not competing against anybody else in the gym. You see all the scores on the board, but really you're competing against yourself, and just trying to find something inside you that really pushes you and gets you motivated and gets you excited. And I don't ever want to go back, so it's only
very internally driven, you would say you are, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Melanie. Congratulations on being our member of the month for May. We look forward to seeing you around the gym and seeing you on Twitter and every other social media plug there is. If you guys come in and join us, please, talk to Melanie. She's got plenty of stories for you. So have a great day.
Thanks.